Let's get more on that breaking story out of Melbourne right now, where there's been a suspected arson attack on a synagogue in the city's south. Masked men were seen running from the scene. For their take, let's bring in Education Minister Jason Clare and Deputy Opposition Leader Sussan Lee. Good morning to both of you. What is your response when you heard this morning, Jason?
Well, it's pretty clear from your reporting that this is no accident, that this is a deliberate act of violence, an attack on a place of worship. And let's call it out, there is no place for this in Australia. And I hope that the police catch the perpetrators. You know, we're a country made up of people from all around the world, all different religions living here in harmony. And in that sense, we send a message to the rest of the world about what's possible. This is the absolute opposite of what Australia is all about.
Sussan, there has been less harmony, obviously, after the situation in the Middle East. What do you have to say?
Very, very concerning, Nat, and I feel for the Jewish community today. Waking up to this news, and let's see what develops from it, but it makes me feel quite sick to the stomach. And as Jason said, we're a strong multicultural nation. We often say the best in the world, but it doesn't feel like that right now. It feels like that harmony is being tested, and I think Australians are anxious about a country where what we had so strongly in the past feels to be fraying at the edges.
Yeah, moving on, a new poll has revealed that Peter Dutton is on track for a major win at the next federal election. The study from Redbridge has the coalition at 64 seats in the House of Reps, and with 14 seats still in doubt, the party is within arm's reach of an outright majority of 76. Obviously, these numbers don't look good. Is this, Jason, what your internal Labor polling is showing?
I think any polling would show the election will be tight. Most elections...
This isn't tight. This is saying he's going to win.
Well, I think the election will be tight, but most are. And, you know, there'll be a choice, as there is in every election. There'll be a choice between our Labor government, which is cutting everyone's taxes and lifting wages, or Peter Dutton's Liberals that, you know, to be frank, don't have any ideas, don't have any plans.
Yeah, everyone knows there's going to be a choice. We know it's Labor or Liberal, so people know that. But this is showing for the first time that Dutton has a real chance of winning a majority government. Yeah. Is that what your internal polling is showing?
What I think is that over the next few months, people are going to have a good hard look at Peter Dutton. They're going to kick the Dutton tyres and they're going to find out it's a bit of a lemon. I think people will wince when they have a good hard look at the aggro and the arrogance, the reckless arrogance of Peter Dutton. And I think people will be shocked that my 3-year-old's got more election policies than Peter Dutton. They'll want a set of policies from the opposition, a bit of a plan for the country's future. They won't get any of that under Peter Dutton.
Is this what your internal Labor polling is showing?
No, I haven't seen internal Labor Party polling. What I'm saying is it will be tight. People are going to have a good hard look at Peter Dutton and the hot mess that is the Liberal Party, and I think that'll turn them off.
Sussan, is he a hot mess?
I think people have had a long, hard look at Anthony Albanese, to be perfectly honest, Nat. And since the last election, they haven't liked what they've seen. And no wonder they're losing faith in this Prime Minister and this government, with the average mortgage costing $35,000 more a year out of pocket, power bills going up $1,000. And as I go around my small businesses at the end of the year and speak to communities in my electorate, people are flat. People are worried about the future. People are struggling to meet the bills that they know they have to. And instead of relaxing over Christmas, they've got that feeling of, are we going to be able to pay for everything? And looking at this Prime Minister and the complete lack of leadership, all the promises he made and the realities, it's clear that we need a different path
let's talk
forward,
about costs, because people want to talk about the costs, the actual issues. Energy companies may soon be able to take control, we're told, of the power inside your home, remotely dialing up aircon, thermostats and turning down hot water units, we're being told. When the weather is extreme and our energy supply is unreliable, it's an option that would see the installation of widgets on devices such as aircons, where companies can then engage economy mode to reduce power use during peak periods. Jason, is this going to happen?
I don't buy it. You know, the Liberals tried this when they were last in power and it didn't really happen. Australians didn't want it. What we're doing is making sure that everyone's energy bills are $300 lower than they otherwise would have been by passing legislation to cut people's electricity bills. The Liberals voted against this. There's a bigger issue here, Nat. The fact is that if Peter Dutton was Prime Minister of Australia today, Australia would be in recession. He was against the tax cuts.
Well, we're
he
in
was
a per
against
capita one now.
He was against the $300 for everyone's energy bills. He's against the wage rises too. So Australians would be worse off if Peter Dutton was the Prime Minister of Australia. And on energy, as these old coal-fired power stations shut down, you've got to replace them with something else. Now, the cheapest, quickest and cleanest way to do that is with renewable energy. What Peter Dutton and Sussan are saying is wait 20 years and we'll build these 7 nuclear reactors that will only produce enough electricity for 4% of the country.
OK, Sussan, Jason's right. We have no costings on the nuclear reactors where we know roughly where they're going to go, how much are they going to cost and how much are they going to power this country.
Nat, I don't want to sidestep the issue that you raised, which is that power companies can remotely, apparently, reach into your home and change your power settings. Has it really got to this under Labor? Has it really become so ridiculous that
Did it happen under the coalition?
Of course it didn't. Of course it didn't.
This story in the paper
is a plan
today.
from someone in the Labor Party who obviously thinks we can force people to change their power use in their home. Force people to change the power use in their home. It's completely crazy. And I think Nat and Jason, just look around the community and ask anyone if they feel like their power bills are coming down, or even that the amounts that the government might have pumped in for just a few months have made any difference at all.
The coalition, Sussan? Because Jason reckons they could.
Well, they certainly never did. And they certainly
she says no,
that
they
looking
didn't.
forward at Labor's policies,
this is
that
the
looking
trouble
forward
with politics.
remote
How do we know,
control
Jason?
into your home.
Can we press pause and let Sussan read the story in the paper today?
Think?
Well, regardless, one of you should know. You guys are running the show.
Do we really think?
Read the news.
Well,
this happened under
yes, you are, Jason. You're running the show.
All the energy companies tried this under Malcolm Turnbull when he was the Prime Minister of Australia.
And they could actually reach into you with a widget. They could reach in and turn your power down.
Well, and you could opt in and you would get money if you wanted to do it.
Right.
And it wasn't popular.
Well, if opting in is different
to
compulsory, having a compulsory access.
Completely.
What
and it comes from a completely different perspective.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is
it comes from the perspective of controlling what you choose to use in your home.
That's very different. OK.
Not right.
No time to discuss it more, but thank you very much. We'll see you next week.